Good evening to everyone who has joined me and Randy tonight. Thank you all for being here with us. Me and Randy sat down together yesterday and did an interview together, and we're looking forward to putting it out to you guys. So I hope you all enjoy it, and here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining me this evening. Tonight, I have a very special guest who was a former member of provincial parliament, a man who decided to choose his principles over a paycheck and truly stand for the constituents he represents. However, he didn't do so without some severe consequences. Tonight, we're going to discuss his court case and where it's headed towards. Welcome, Randy Hillier. Thanks for joining us today, Randy. How are you doing?
It's a pleasure to join you. It's a nice, warm and cozy at Scuttlebutt Lodge. We've just had a first skip of snow in Lanark County, and the wood stove is on, and things are cozy in this bizarre world. The world of lawfare and of a legal machine and monster that is attacking so many people in Canada today.
Last week, you were back in Ottawa to answer to your charges that stem back from the Freedom Convoy. And I understand that you have decided to remove your legal counsel from the record. And I was just going to have you explain why you decided to make this decision and maybe what you do want to share with us, what the plan is moving forward.
Well, I have put out a video from that day in court. It's called the Legal System Fighting Against the Machine and the Monster. And I think that really, I realized, and I should have realized this much sooner, but I did. The legal system is predatory. And although there are some good defense lawyers, they are the exception, not the rule. And defense lawyers and the Crown both significantly benefit by extending out the process. They all benefit, whether it's through prestige or whether it's through financial undertakings. The longer that they can make this process happen, the better it is for the machine. It is far worse for the accused or the individual who is feeding this machine with their hard-earned money. And I spent many, many tens of thousands of dollars so far on mischief and trumped up assault charges. And the only thing that I was absolutely certain of at the end of this process would be that I would be bankrupted. My wife and I of 43 years would be homeless. And that is regardless of whether I was guilty or innocent. The machine was going to destroy me. And this is not unique to me. We've seen this with so many others. We're seeing it with Tamara Leach, with Chris Barber. We saw it with Steve Vardy, with Evan Blackman, Jerry Charlevoix. Names great and small are being preyed upon by this machine, this legal machine. And I chose not to feed this machine any longer, that I was not going to be exploited, and neither would I be a victim of this machine, in that I would fight back on my own. And part of this, Rob, that I think I want to expand on just a little bit, because we've seen a great many people, myself included, who were requiring to go to the public and seek donations to fund their legal defense. And, you know, there is estimates now that, for example, the Leach and Barber trial may be upwards of $1 million in cost. You know, so we're not only bankrupting the individually accused, but if they're receiving funding from others, um, we're taking hard-earned money from people from all walks of life, ostensibly to help the accused, but also inadvertently is to continue to grow this monster in this machine that is attacking us. And that was the realization for me that I am not going to feed this machine any longer. I am going to fight back and make them carry the burden and the cost, not the everyday Canadians who support me or my family. These guys have to pay the price now, not just Canadians.
That's right. And I just wanted to touch base about, the alleged assault on an officer that we're talking about. I actually looked up an article last night from our very trusty sources over at the Canadian Broadcasting Center over there, the CBC. And I just wanted to read it to you quickly here, Randy. So it said in the CBC, during his court appearance Monday, the Crown alleges that Hillier used his shoulder and hip to check a parliamentary service officer out of the way after moving a metal gate. Now, I've seen this video, and I'm going to play it for you all right now so you can see it and you can judge what happened.
Let's go!
Physical interaction between myself and the parliamentary police or parliamentary security people. But the Detective Geller saw that video. That's a video that I posted. It is the only evidence that the Crown has against me that warranted, in their view, 2 charges of obstruction and 1 charge against the peace officer. As everybody can see, I am away from the physical. There is, if one takes a little look, you can see that behind the police, behind the parliamentary security, like this pinpoint at, like, access on the Parliament Hill, and hundreds of thousands of people were wishing to get that part of the road that day. So, and this was this extremely congested pinpoint. So there was people bumping into that as a result of the pinch point that they had created. I was trying to alleviate the restrictions so that people would not get trampled, people would not get hurt. There was also what isn't seen so clearly in the video. There was also a great many people trying to, a number of people trying to exit Parliament Hill by the same egress and ingress route, and people were falling down off that on that slope and whatnot, being jostled up above. So I saw this as a dangerous and unsafe situation, and is trying to alleviate that pinch point. So I also have witnesses but I want to bring back, you read one thing from the CBC story. While I was in this cramped concrete phone booth in the Ottawa jail, trying my utmost to hear the bail court proceedings against me, and it was difficult, and the conditions were archaic and bizarre. That you're in this tiny little concrete cubicle with such hard surfaces, you can hardly hear anything with clarity. But there was one thing that I did hear very clear, and that was the Crown prosecutor at my bail hearing actually fabricated a complete and entire falsehood from that video and stated to the justice on the bench that I picked up that steel barricade and I threw it at a police officer. Made it so that the court believed I needed to have these powerfully strong and suffocating bail conditions on me, and hold me in the crowbar in until I was arrested because of right, wrong,
Now, you still haven't had any of those bail restrictions lifted, correct?
Not yet. But now that I am representing myself, a number of these people that I'm prohibited from speaking with, who are material witnesses to these allegations, we have to remove, if we don't remove a number of these bail conditions, then the bail conditions themselves will frustrate the administration of law and justice. Will be prejudicial to my case. This is a dangerous and unsafe situation that is trying to material witnesses. And also go back to this the crime, the alleged crime, gather additional evidence. And then that's one of the conditions. I am not allowed to attend downtown Ottawa without legal counsel. Well, I am without legal counsel.
I mean, a lot of here, the ones that some of them are just crazy. I had a friend here in the Niagara region who, after the protests, they made it so he wasn't allowed to speak or be within 50 meters of an amplified device. Well, guess what? He wasn't allowed to go to the grocery store. Amplified device in there. So my buddy was
getting all kinds of audio, bad audio.
Picked up on a technicality like that. So he was so inconvenient that he had to send a friend to do his grocery shopping. That's pretty bad.
This is another part of the predatory aspect of our legal system, Rob. These conditions were not warranted. They never were. I was being held in this concrete cubicle without being able to see what was being happening and what was being said. I was not permitted to have private conversation with my legal counsel to discuss.
But what if we just pull your speaker
going on in bail
your microphone, just your speaker?
And it was finally relented under duress because there was no way. Somewhere else, I was being held in this cubicle.
I think that's better. Okay.
I'm going to definitely make a point of,
Yeah.
I wasn't going to go back to to the screen. When this is done, I'm going to hit end, and then when everyone's tuned in, I'm just going to apologize, say that I had my audio thing on, and that the whole
Yeah. Okay.
And then, so check when this is done. If you're on, that's cool. But check that link. That's not good.
Okay. Yeah. Right on. Okay. Right on.
Because there was no way. retiring from an elected office. That very day, 5 or 6 weeks after the alleged private the automobile begins now that
It's fucked up.
more vulnerable to the abuse of the legal system than had I not stayed and and there will be much more. I have a great deal more evidence that I'll be sharing with the public as continues. And I think this is this interest in and concept of people that they are dependent on this corrupt legal system for their freedom. That have to speak up.
That looks like it's even worse now. Okay. Yeah, I think what's going on is, yeah, the audio, your stream,
And the story where they,
well,
and like myself, by then, after that bail hearing,
I do. Can you hear it now?
became dependent on my legal counsel for my voice. I became dependent on my legal counsel for my.
No, I think it might be okay now.
I became trapped by this very predatory system, and that was also going bankrupt. So
It's that situation where we find ourselves kind of using services while we're actually up against it, right?
This is what.
we have to turn the tables on this machine. We're going to put the pressure on the machine and conduct ourselves with professionalism.
Okay.
With consideration to our rights laws, our constitutional freedoms,
Yeah.
and make them pay the price.
Yeah. Oi, we'll talk to you.
Them pay the price for their predatory behavior. Not you and I, and not so many good Canadians. We can't let them destroy any others. They've destroyed too many already.
They sure have, Randy, and I agree with you on that 100%. Randy, the one thing I wanted to ask you is, you've done so much for us, and I speak on behalf of all Canadians when I say we truly appreciate you and thanks for everything you do. If people want to donate to your cause, because you have quite the financial road you're going down after, where can people do that?
So my defense is going to be much more frugal, but it still will have a cost, Rob. So, all the legal team I have assembled are former retired lawyers and paralegals, people who don't owe their livelihood to the machine any longer, people who are not part of the monster. And so they're providing advice and guidance, helping me out with researching on case law, developing legal techniques, and also preparing the subpoenas for the great many senior politicians, bureaucrats, law enforcement officers who are part of this machine, and I'm going to bring them to the stand and have them testify under examination by myself. And so there's still a cost of this administrative cost, this process cost, and so people can donate at nomorlockdowns.ca. They can also help out Red Scuttlebutt Lodge, a great little camp here in Lanark County. If they want to come up and meet with me and enjoy some conversation and a campfire, You can book the Scuttlebutt Lodge online and spend some free time in the wilds of Lanark County, and you can donate by e-transfer or online, and of course, my address is also on there if you want to mail me a check or whatever. But it's none of this money will be going to the monster. None of it will be going to the machine to grow it and so that it can attack more. This will be just for disbursements and the administration cost of taking on the machine.
Randy, right now there are a lot of Canadians who are feeling tired, hopeless, completely run down. And I'm just wondering if you have a message that you would like to share with those people.
Well, I think this happened after the events in Ottawa, and I'll just for your audiences, for the audience to understand, I am prohibited from saying certain words and talking about certain subjects still. So I use words that are not going to land me back in jail for a breach of conditions. But after the events in Ottawa, this powerful, exciting, exuberant, motivating event where all our governments began to start announcing the ends of the mandates, all the mandates, the curfews, the masks, whatever, the mobility restrictions, the isolation. And that goes back because they were losing control of the narrative, and they all had to appease this peaceful assembly desiring freedom. But after that, when the law went after those people, like Pat, like the Jerry Charlebois, and the hundreds of others, the law sent a chill. And also, all these people, and myself included, now delegated our voices, now delegated our battle to this machine called the legal system. We all hired someone else to be our voice, someone else to be our advocate. And, Bob, there is no better advocate for oneself than yourself. If you are not willing to defend your freedom, don't expect a hired paid gun to do it for you. And, I think we need to re-engage in this battle for freedom, all of us, in whichever fashion we can, and take charge of the battle that's in front of us.
I love that message that you share, Randy, as we sit here and we have this discussion together. I'm not doing this interview with you because I grew up as a child wanting to put the news out there or host a podcast, and you're not sitting in Scuttlebutt Lodge right now talking to me because you thought this was what's going to happen in your life. These are the things that we're doing right now because we don't have any other options. It's time for us to take control in the right ways. It's time for us to invent our own media. It's time for us to put our faith in one another. It's time for us to support each other and not support this machine that's always taking from us and never giving to us.
So there's another aspect I think I should add to that from what you just said, Rob, and I think this is true. We should have faith in God. We should have confidence in one another. That most Canadians are indeed good, honest, law-abiding, and peaceful individuals. I think another part of where we've delegated our freedoms to and delegated our defense of our families and our freedom is, and we've done it falsely, and we did it to another machine, and that's called the established political machine. There are people who think if only my political party gets elected, then they will be my savior. They're not. There are no saviors in politics. Well, there are no. Each of the established political parties, whether it's red, blue, orange, or green, are corrupt. They are just as self-serving as the legal machine, and they are just as monstrous as the legal machine, but in a slightly different way. So, you know, don't sit back and think that promoting your red team or your blue team or your orange team is going to win you your freedom or your family's prosperity and security. It's quite the opposite. It will be just like my experience and so many other experiences. But delegating our voice to others doesn't work. Delegating our defense of our families to others is a distortion. It may sound convenient. It may sound easy. And that's all true. That it is easy, that it is convenient. But it also won't provide you the outcome. It will destroy you as well.
Great message, Randy. All right, well, I think we'll wrap it up there. Before we do so, where can people find you on social media? What's your most active platform or two people can follow?
Well, if you're a YouTube person, I'm on YouTube, and I try to make it really easy. All my accounts are my name, Randy Hillier. So Twitter is at Randy Hillier. Facebook is Randy Hillier. The Instagram is Randy Hillier. And of course, there's also the No More Lockdown social media accounts as well on Twitter and Facebook as well. And my website, randyhillier.com, and the No More Lockdowns website is nomorlockdowns.ca. And for all those people who are not technically savvy, who are not up to speed with the internet and all these devices and machines, such as myself, I'm also in the phone book. So if anybody wants to find me, get a phone book. My phone number is there, my address there, and give me a call.
Well, all right, Randy. Well, I wish you the best of luck on all this. I know I'll be following alongside you, and I look forward to having you on again one day, and hopefully we can celebrate some good news.
Absolutely. We'll do that one day when you'll be up at Scuttlebutt Lodge. We'll sit around the campfire and have a beverage and toast to the victory of faith, freedom, and families in this country.
That's right. We got to have faith. We'll leave it at that, Randy. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody. I just wanted to come on here quickly and say thanks for joining us. But before you leave, I do apologize about the audio there. I was having some severe difficulties, but I want everybody to know that we will have this video posted immediately following this interview. I'm going to go put it up right now. It'll be on my YouTube. It will be on Randy Hillier's YouTube. It will be on my Rumble. It'll be on Randy Hillier's Facebook. It'll be on all of our platforms. So yeah, now the audio is clear on me, of course, right, Brandon? That's how it goes. So guys, I really do apologize from the bottom of my heart. Like I said, me and Randy had planned to do this live like this, and I just had audio issues immediately, and I didn't want to mess around and mess it up. So for all of you, I'm sorry. And I will be posting that right now. You can find it on my YouTube, Randy Hillier's YouTube. I'll be posting it again on Twitter and, in the comment sections of these posts, so you guys can watch that with proper audio. Like I said, I had it pre-recorded and the audio's mint. I just messed it up when I was trying to stream to you all. So you all have a good night and check it out because that'll be with the good audio.